multiple opinions on Ryan. Was that after Sunday, or was that before?
That was after.
And after?
That was after.
So will he be evaluated again late in the week by doctors to determine if he should start throwing?
I have no idea.
When we hear about the shoulder, it kind of brings up the thought of Andrew Luck this past year. You guys kind of ruled out that as a possibility with him, the situation that Luck had with his shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the exact. I just knew he was out for a long time. I think there was some surgeries involved. I think we're not looking at that.
Well, anybody Devin Tannehill question?
Go for it, Omar.
Cordray Tankersley, can you explain what's been going on there? Because it's rare that you see a rookie start 11 games and then second year not play at all.
You know, I think it's practice. You know, when we start over in OTAs, I mean, we start a certain way, and then guys have opportunities to win jobs or lose jobs, and you know, that's kind of. I think he got kind of caught in that where, you know, he wasn't performing as well, and I think there was some switches made, and you know, and special teams kind of gets involved when you get to the kind of the next corner. You know, when you get to the 3-4, and you know, there's been improvement there, which has been good, which I've been happy about that. You know, he really got more aggressive as far as his, you know, relationship with the special teams guys, the way that he's handling meetings and practice and things like that. I think that's a positive I got out of that kind of whole like transition where he was, you know, one of the backups, you know. But I do think that, you know, I don't know if it's, you know, struggling a little bit sometimes, you know, early in the season, in the preseason, where it wasn't going as smooth for him as he wanted to, and if that dinged his confidence a little bit, I think he's headed better in a better direction than what he was earlier in the training camp. I think he is more confident right now. He's been practicing a lot better than what he did earlier in the season, and really, I mean, he's going to get an opportunity because, you know, with the amount of injuries that we've been having this year, I mean, he's going to be out there. So we just need to have him keep improving.
When you have a player whose confidence gets chipped away, how do you build it back?
Really just kind of really the way I look at it is find out what's kind of bothering him or what's causing him to you know, have some missteps here and there or makes the wrong decision or why, you know, not understanding a coverage or something like that. You know, see where his mind is really at the beginning of the day, and then try to chip away at that and try to really build that thing back up, build his confidence back up. And like right now, when I see him and when he's doing, whether it's scout team or just with the defense, I see a little different walk now. I see his confidence really returning to where it starts on the scout team because those guys are tough to go against, and we ask those guys to compete on Wednesdays and Thursdays and try to get the ball and try to pick it off and, you know, get PBUs and things like that. So he's going against good competition every day.
So Shaquem Grant is destroying everybody's confidence.
That's why they call him the bully.
The what?
They call him the bully.
Yes.
He is. He is, man.
Anybody here believe that?
That's true.
Who calls him that?
That's what the DBs were in training camp. I think a lot of the young guys, that when they were here, he was roughing up a couple guys.
Okay.
With David Fales, obviously he's going to be your backup this week, and at least we saw after last year with him your level of confidence in him playing in the game.
I mean, if I didn't have confidence, he wouldn't be here. And I feel good about David. He's gotten better, you know, from training camp to within the season. He does a good job of preparing every week like he could be the guy. So, I mean, he knows the offense in and out. I like his anticipation. He knows where to go with the ball, and he understands the kind of playmakers we have outside and the running back situation of having guys that are multiple. I mean, David would be fine.
And regarding Cam Wake, who makes the final decision on whether he plays? Is this collaboration or all trainers?
Yeah, I mean, when you got a guy like that, that'll be a collaboration. You know, I'll talk to him probably either today or later today to see how he feels, or wait till tomorrow just to see it the next day. you know, a lot of times you just get a better feel how they, you know, in the morning, if he's like, well, I'm sore from yesterday, or if he's like, hey, let's go. Like Cam's going to shoot me straight. He's not going to BS around.
How do you know today after yesterday?
He was fine so far. So, but today was really his big day because, you know, third down, red area, and things like that.
How do you know guys you can trust from that standpoint? Like at some point you have to measure having him for Sunday and having him available in December, right? You kind of have to weigh that. So
Well, with him, it's you'll get the right answer. You know, it's not like that with everybody, but you know, Cam, I trust 100%.
Rock mentioned something yesterday in his press conference that I thought was interesting. He said in the offensive meeting room, there's a lot of talk about standards over feelings. Can you tell me? Yeah, sorry if that's a secret phrase.
It's not. No, we stole it from somebody else. So, I mean,
What's the thought process in that phrase?
well, just you're not going to change your standards just because it's going to hurt somebody's feelings. I mean, it's just as simple as that. So, I mean, it's just real talk. It's being honest, and sometimes, whether you're a coach or player, you don't like to hear it. I mean, nobody wants to hear that they screwed something up. So, but to get it right, you got to know you messed up first.
Was that Mike Marks?
No, we stole it from somebody else.
How do you try to manage the fact that, you know, some of us, for example, are more sensitive than others? Same thing with players. Yeah, me and Omar are sensitive creatures. No, but some of your players might respond better to different styles of, you know, pushing.
It's delivery. I mean, to me, I look at it as just making sure that we're not sugarcoating anything. You know, we get it out there and we make sure we talk through everything and we know if there was a mistake made. And that's really the biggest thing. You don't want to let something slide, you know, just because if it's a veteran or, you know, the quarterback or, you know, a star player, it doesn't matter. Everybody wants to, at the end of the day, everybody wants to get it right. So that's the key to the whole thing.
You've said before you're not surprised with what Frank Gore is doing, even if a lot of people are. Is there anything you've learned about him and his game in these 6 weeks?
I mean, he just looks the same to me. I just feel like I say the same thing about him all the time. He's just, I mean, I don't know. It's hard for me to answer. It just the guy's he battles. I mean, when he bursts through the hole, it just doesn't look any different to me.
Adam, Brock also said yesterday that there were a couple of instances in the game last week where he actually knew the play you were going to call before you called it. He just knows the offense that well. Is that something that you almost expect? Does it surprise you? How do you react to that?
No, I mean, that doesn't surprise me. You know, I mean, he's been around this offense for a while now, so he kind of knows. He can tell probably on the sideline just through discussion of what I'm thinking, and if he doesn't like that, he's not going to be afraid to tell me. You know, I think all those quarterbacks do a good job at least communicating back as far as, hey, that's not really one of my favorites, or I really like that. So, I mean, he's not that big of a predictor because I'm probably giving him like 4 plays that I really like on the sideline, and he might guess one of them right. So,
Adam, with your time with the Broncos leading up to before Brock was drafted, how much did you have interaction with him? I guess what I'm asking is how much of a hand did you have in maybe them pulling the trigger on drafting Brock?
I'm trying to remember. We went and worked out a few guys. I think it was Elway and Matt Russell, Foxy, myself, McCoy. So, I mean, I think we took a few trips there to talk to a lot of quarterbacks. We went out to Arizona State and worked him out that day. And, you know, he was a guy we kind of gravitated to.
And yesterday, Brock said that he really doesn't follow social media, and he wears, figuratively, earmuffs to shut everything else out. Do you think that has helped him to this point where he's been criticized before to be ready for something like this?
Yeah, I mean, he's keeping pollution out of his brain. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, it's nothing. It's not like you ever read anything positive, so, I mean, why read it? So, I mean, in this profession, you just got to kind of stay in the bunker, you know, because you start letting all that other stuff kind of get in your head. I mean, you start to believe it after a while.
What has Travis Swanson shown you since he's taken over at center?
he's learned everything very quickly. You know, he's a big guy, and really solidify that middle. And you know, he's done a good job with what we asked him in the run game. I think he's helped us get some good movement there, pass protection. You know, he's done a good job working with those two guards. You know, considering he hadn't really played a lot with them. So I think it's an unfortunate transition that we had to make, but I think he's done a great job. You know, jumping in there with both feet and making sure that we didn't have drop off.
What's one thing that Broncos well that was surprised we may not see?
I don't know. It's probably more the command he has of the offense, what he knows how to get in and out of. It'll be subtle things, how he can help out those other guys, like little reminders every once in a while that might be something that he might have heard like 4 or 5 years ago. That sometimes it helps. You know, maybe a guy do a certain thing that helps him get open. You know, it's just the more experience that you're in something, like some of those little nuggets you pick up along the way, and you know, you can possibly help another guy out.
Do you think that what you went through in Houston and then briefly in Cleveland, back in Denver, made him a better quarterback? Just kind of, what do you think that experience was like?
I think anytime you go through any kind of adversity and you keep getting back up on the horse, I mean, it's going to be a positive. I mean, you're going to get better. If you work at it hard enough, you're going to get better, and I think that's what he's really done. He did a good job of just focusing on what he had to do here of improving on the things that we asked him to improve on, supporting Ryan, you know, trying to help him with what he knows about the offense that maybe we might not talk directly about, that he might tell him of, hey, I went through this experience in it, like here's how I would handle it. We're kind of behind closed doors that nobody else hears. You know, I think he did a good job of that, and you know, he's brought a lot of value helping the skill guys as well.
Does the continuity help you in so much the fact that it's just not another backup quarterback that you don't have a relationship with in the past, that you have a lot of things going for each other where he knows a lot, and it makes this a little bit easier of a transition?
Anytime that you've already had a guy that's been in the system, but you know, he was with, you know, playing behind the guy he played behind, he learned a lot of things that most guys don't get a chance to learn. And he was smart enough to listen. You know, he didn't ask a lot of questions. He listened, and he mimicked a lot of the things that Peyton did. You know, but he knew he was going to be different. You know, because that guy's won in whatever gazillion. You know, I mean, they just don't make him like how he was. So I think he took a lot of the good that he learned from him.
Last question, guys.
Having Peyton on the sideline?
It was good. It was good. It was good to see him, and I hadn't seen him in a while, probably since the last, it might have been like 16 or something. So, you know, anytime he comes around, it's good. The guys are always great. You know, he sees a lot of the guys, some of these guys he's played against before. You know, I know that was probably the first time he's sitting in a while. So it was good to get him around and, you know, the guys seeing him.
Thanks, guys.